So luckily I have air condition. So that is the best invention. Natalie, good to see you from Shore Park, 605. So good to see you. And Ben from Toronto, you should come to Edmonton, Ben. And Gentry, Missouri. Good to see you, Gentry. Haven't seen you for ages. Helen from Toronto, 8:05 p.m. Great. Okay. Lizelle, do you want to start then?
Yeah, I can go ahead and start. Thanks for joining, guys. I'll just do a brief introduction of who NAP is. I'm with NAP Chicago. Um, my name's Lizelle Pimentel. We're a not-for-profit 501c3 Pan-Asian American organization that promotes the career advancement and leadership development of Asian American professionals in all fields through networking, respecting Asian multiculturalism, supporting diversity, and community service. We cultivate and empower leaders for professional excellence. We also connect accomplished professionals for mutual success. Founded in 1982, NAP is the oldest, largest, and fastest growing Pan-Asian organization with thousands of members in 31 chapters across North America and China. NAP Chicago was founded in 1987. Chicago is located on land that was kept and held as sacred by the Miami, Sauk, Fox, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, and the Council of the Three Fires. And it's important to know that Chicago is still home to the largest number of indigenous peoples in the Midwest. The Wellness Committee emphasizes the health and resilience of the individual so they may effectively lead the communities they serve professionally and personally. And we're dedicated to sharing ways to build healthy habits to help feel and be our best. So I'll pass it on to our collaborator, C. Liu of NAP Toronto.
Thank you. Thank you, Lizelle. Thank you, everyone, for taking this time today. I know how important it is for time for you guys, and I really don't want to waste your time. And so right away, I am going straight into my short presentation. And please wave if I go over 15 minutes, Lizelle, because you know I can talk. So for many years, I always question about Qigong. I always think that Qigong is an old Asian thing. Like, who do Qigong? But until in the last few years, I really get to know Qigong. It really changed my life and changed my family life. I could not wait to share this with you. And I don't want to just say, oh, Qigong worked for me from a personal experience. I want to share with you the science. What does the science actually say nowadays? Using epigenetic, quantum physics, neuroscience, biology, and what does Qigong or tapping or meditation or all this yoga actually do for us? A lot of the time, many of you, including me, we have been in this transformation journey. We want to heal ourselves. We want to have a better result. We just get sick and tired of our current life. Or you have a good life right now. You want to get better, but then we feel stuck. We feel like we hit the glass ceiling, especially for Asian American, Asian Canadian. We feel we stuck. We have the glass ceiling. We think that it's something outside that prevents us from going to our next level. And I realized that it is actually everything within us. And it's just like you give birth to your child. You give everything to your child so your child can be successful in the future. And so are we. We could be a child of the universe, God, or whatever you call them. And when they create us, we have everything we need within us. And it's just a matter of us to utilize them. Science say we only utilize 10% of our brain. So we have 90% that is not yet utilized yet. So today I want to give you what science have been proven. And I have been spending over last 5 to 7 years researching, understanding what is life, what is Qigong, what is this transformation thing, what is this inner child healing thing, what is all this? When I put them together, now I know if I give you the what and the why, the how is so easy. We all know a lot of information, but why are we not doing it? Because no one actually tell us the what and try to link everything for us to understand the whole picture of the universe and the whole picture of how powerful we are. So I'm going to share with you my screen. Okay. And let me know you can see it. Yeah, please say yes. Yes. Okay. I saw Hannah say yes. So today the presentation is really about reset and rise. Really, why do I want to reset? Because I want to grow, because I want to heal. So today we are using Qigong or tapping to reset, rewire, reprogram, and recreate. All right, so let's see my computer. So what is Qigong? Today we're going to learn what is Qigong and give you a basic understanding to your brain. And what science show about Qigong or tapping or meditation on how we reset and rewire our brain? Why does it matter? What does it really mean to you? What it does is it helps you to regulate your brainwave and emotion. It helps you to rewire your brain, reset your nervous system, reprogram your subconscious mind. So what? So if I do all this, so what? So you can rewrite your new chapter of your life and you can recreate your result. So exactly, what is Qigong? Qi actually means energy. We hear that. Everyone say everything is energy. For years, I'm like, what the hell? Everything is energy. I understand it in my conscious mind, but I really don't get it. So Qigong is an ancient Chinese practice. And the Qi really mean energy. And the Gong mean practice. And there's three pillars in Qigong. The one is the breath work. The second is the movement. And the third that most people really miss is the intention. You need to set an intention for your life. If you don't create your life by intention, you're going to create your life by default. So intention is so critical. There are different types of Qigong, we know that. The one that I really learned from Qigong is a medical healing Qigong. And some people combine that with movement of your body. And the Qigong is really help you to balance the energy within you and release any stuck energy. A lot of people always say, I have inner child healing. I feel tired. I feel fatigued. I have chronic illness. I have immunosuppression. And you know what? If the doctor can't even explain why you have all this chronic illness and why you feel tired all the time, that is because you have a stuck energy in you. And inner child healing, I have seen so many people go to see psychologists for the last 10 years and then they just get better and then they fall back. They get better and then they fall back. And isn't that just, you just think that there's something wrong with you. And I realized that there's nothing wrong with you. There's really nothing wrong with you. And it's just like, once you know how to release your stuck energy, your life change. Your life totally change. Me, as a nurse, and as an author, as a speaker, my purpose is to give you the newest science, research on the brain and your biology, and what is possible for human, to millions of people around the world. And this is the new science that we realize now. Over the years, I learned and experienced that we're not just hardwired to remain the same for the rest of our life. I learned that we're not doomed by our genetic. We are not. As a nurse, I always tell my patient, I used to tell my patient, well, it's your genetic. Well, it's your brain. Well, it's your hormone. And we think we are the victim. But I realize that we are not the victim. We can change our life. We are not doomed by our genes, our culture, our environment. Our brain has the ability to adapt and change. Research around the world has shown that your thoughts have an effect on your brain and your life. And I want to show you the latest research today. And that is really the main purpose for today. Now, I want to go with why I learned Qigong. It's not because it was cool. Yoga is more cool than Qigong. What really bring me to Qigong is 2 years ago. My dad was 76 years old. He called me from Asia and say that, you know what, the doctor say I need to go for a back surgery because I have severe scoliosis. He said that I don't want to go for my back surgery. I don't want the pain. And then he said that, you know what, I'm already 76. Maybe I'll live for another 10 years after I get my surgery. And then he said that, you know what, I don't want to go for surgery on if I go, I'll go. And that really impacted me after that phone call. And I was thinking that as a daughter, I'm a failure. I always want to earn a lot of money so I can bring my parents to go travel around the world. But I did not achieve that. And I want to go back to Asia to spend more time with them, but I can't. So I have been asking, what can I do as a daughter that I can do for my dad? So I do all my research on on what I can learn from Qigong because my dad is into Qigong, but then he's not practicing it. So I learned from this master for 2 years. And in November last year, I told him, my master said, see, you graduate, you go. You are the healer for your family. So I called my dad up and I told him that moving forward, that was November last year. I said, moving forward, every Sunday, I'm going to call you. We're going to be on FaceTime. I will send energy to you, Qigong healing to you. You don't have to talk to me. I don't have to talk to you. Because sometimes when they talk to me, they impact me. So I said, just don't talk to me. Let me do Qigong healing with you and let me teach you what I learned from transformation because I want to change your mindset. Because one doctor say your life is over doesn't mean your life is over because he only know from what he learned from school. There's so many possible in our life. So, and my dad listened to me. So that was a picture we take in April when I brought him to Taiwan for a vacation. And I asked different people, I was like, who can I bring to see so that they can heal my dad from scoliosis? He doesn't want surgery. So that was a picture. When the chiropractor see my dad, he said, I have 2 news for you. He has really bad scoliosis. I don't know if I can heal him, but I will assess him and I'll let you know. So he put my dad on a half an hour to stretch his back. And then after half an hour, he told me the good news is, and surprisingly, at 78 years old, his spine is flexible. So he asked my dad, are you practicing yoga or Pilates? And my dad, of course, he's not practicing anything. He can't even stand up for more than 5 minutes and walk for more than 5 minutes. He looked at him, he was thinking, he said, I didn't exercise. What did I do? And then he said, I do Qigong with my daughter. That's the only thing. And the chiropractor said, I don't know what it is, but you keep doing what you're doing because your spine is flexible. And that changed, that really, you know what? You always think that healing is possible, but you always think that it's possible for others. But when it actually happened to your family and you witness that right in your eye, you know it is possible and it changed your life. So today, my job, I realized that it's not enough to know. In this time in history, it's not enough to know. This is the time in history we need to know how. I'm going to show you how Qigong actually reset, rewire your brain, reprogram your subconscious mind as long as you're present in the moment, and you can manifest anything you want. I remember my mentor ever say to me, is like, see, you can have anything you want. You can have anything you want. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do it? The question is, are you willing to do it? And we know how. And let me ask you, do you really believe you can manifest anything you want in your life? Do you believe that? Anything. And you have the superpower to do that by changing your thought. And what I mean by superpower is the ability to create a different life for you. The life that you don't, but you're able to create a different life by using your thought alone that can control your emotions and overcome any challenges in your life. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, a world-renowned scientist, researcher, lecturer, called this supernatural. So supernatural means the ability to overcome challenges, conditions in your outer environment that most people would not be able to accomplish. And a lot of time we think it's a fantasy, but it is not. It is not. And when we learn how to do it, we can change our predictable future. Now I'll tell you, if you continue to do the same thing, think the same thing, feel the same thing today and tomorrow, your future is very predictable. But if you change today, your future is unpredictable. It will only get better because now you take power. You are the creator of your life. To do that, I have to give you a basic explanation of your brain. Your brain is divided into 3 parts. Number 1 is neocortex. Number 2 is limbic brain. The third one is the most ancient brain. We call it reptile brain. So now the cortex, the frontal lobe, your forebrain, it contains 40% of your brain. It's the most intense and biggest part of your brain. And what they do is they absorb a lot of information. So today, whatever I tell you, it goes into your forebrain. And what do? They learn, they set intention, they pay attention, they make decision. They have focused concentration. Now, and every time
Hi,
you learn
T.
something,
It's
it's stored.
Lizelle. I just wanted to mention you have a couple minutes left.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
Thanks.
And every time when you learn something, it's stored in your neocortex. And you make connection in the brain every time you learn something new. Now, after you learn something new today, what happened? Your second brain. Now you need to put information into your body. Now you need to put that into your experience. And that is what we call by from understanding to doing. And then from doing to knowing. We need to know it in our body. By knowing it in our brain, it doesn't mean anything. We need to apply it. Our limbic brain is also the emotional brain. It controls your emotions and it regulates your hormone and it regulates your heart rate, everything that is not controlled by your conscious mind. And again, the research have said the more information you get nowadays and you learn that, it will actually change your genetic. So today, because informations are coming to you on daily basis, doesn't matter from TikTok, YouTube, or anywhere. But once you experience the connections with the universe, you begin to change your genetic. And so Qigong is a way for you to connect to the universe energy. Like I say, you learn the information. If you get emotional attached to that information, your limbic brain produce hormone. When they produce hormone, it go down to your body within seconds. You produce thousands of hormones within seconds. It go down to your body, it regulate your hormone, your heart rate. And then we know that when you think about something continuously again and again, and now it becomes stuck in your subconscious mind. We all learn that our life is controlled by 95% of our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is only 5%. So the information you learn today only stored in your neocortex, and it's only 5% that is going to change your life. To change your life, we need to get into the subconscious mind. To get into the subconscious mind, the easiest way is Qigong meditations or EFT or any modalities. For me, I use Qigong because that is the one that I practice the most and I know it works. Next is our third brain. It's called cerebellum. If you do something over and over and over again, it becomes your habit. And now you activate the third brain. Just like walking, you first learn to walk and then you have to be conscious. I need to put my right feet up, left feet up. Now you walk so much nowadays, you don't even have to think about it. And that is your third brain come into play. You no longer have to consciously think about it. This is who you are.
Casey, it's 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, got it. So we used to learn that once we lost the neuron, it never come back. But now neurogenetics say that we can regrow our neuron. Research scientists have said that too. And the more we learn, the more we regrow our neuron. So that's why people say to change, you have to change. If you keep thinking the same thing again and again, and you feel the same thing again and again, you do the same thing again and again, your life will never change. To change, you have to change. So you have 60,000 thoughts a day. 95% of them are the same. And so if you think the same thought again, you will never change. So the question is it possible? New thought leads to new choice. And then that lead to new behaviors and that create new experience. And that lead to new feelings and that could inspire new thought. So the question is, do you believe that you will begin to see changes in the biology and body if you start having new thought? And that is what Qigong help you. The next thing I want to talk about is another 2 minutes is heart coherence. When you use Qigong, you align what you were thinking to what you were feeling. And that is what we call heart and mind coherence. And then when you set the intention, it was very powerful. It will go to the universe and let the universe know what you want. Because a lot of people say, I want a lot of money, I want a lot of money, but in their heart, they were scared. And sometimes you say, I want freedom, I want happiness, but in your heart, you were scared. So you are not setting any intention. It cancel out. So Qigong help you to get a heart and mind coherence. And it's the fastest way to get into your subconscious mind to reprogram your subconscious mind. And that is how you recreate your life. So I will stop right here. I have more, but then I can keep that to the later. And now I want to invite one of our practitioners who is going to give you a real life experience of Qigong or any modalities that he want to bring in today. So without any delay, I am going to introduce Andre. Andre's path to self-mastery began way back when he was just 7 years old, sparked by a fascinating with Kung Fu and the legendary Bruce Lee. That early passion drove him to become a black belt instructor, always seeking to understand both physical strength and the power of healing. Today, Andres is a dedicated holistic wellness coach and a skilled Qigong instructor. He brings his expertise to individual and also make a significant impact in the corporate world. As the head of corporate wellness for IMA Consulting, he is also actively deepening his Qigong skill as a level 4 remote healer in training. So Andre.
Wow, see, thank you very much for that introduction. And holy moly, I don't know if I can bring that energy, but I will do my best. Let me just share my screen here. But thank you very much for doing the foundational work of setting up what Qigong is. And I'll be speaking exactly to that and relating it directly to kind of how wellness professionals can utilize Qigong. So I know you guys see my notes here. That's perfectly fine. Nothing to hide. What I'm gonna oh, that's not the beginning. So I'm gonna sell holistic. So I'm a holistic wellness consultant. I'm a holistic wellness and Qigong practitioner. So today we'll be going over holistic health strategies for professionals. And so that's a little bit about me. And what I do essentially, in essence, is I help people feel better, move better, and be better versions of themselves, utilizing everything that C just said. So, because Qigong has, I've learned in my life, has been that very powerful tool working with whether it's personal training or nutrition clients. There was always, you get some results, but not some people will get results, some people wouldn't. Qigong brings results across the board, regardless of whether they're eating better, whether they're working out hard, whatever it is. Qigong tunes your body and allows it to change at a foundational level. It attunes it to the biology and functionality so that you can heal. And so let's speak to professional life. As a working professional, whether you're an entrepreneur or in a corporate setting, whether it's the body or an organization, when we speak of energy, energy is really, really simple. Energy wants to flow and move. And whenever there is a blockage or stagnation, there's a problem. So if you find yourself feeling stuck and unable to move professionally, if you find yourself stressed out, feeling overwhelmed, tired, your body aches, that usually means there's a block. Now, you could be doing very well financially and still feel rough. And that means stagnant energy. That means unbalanced energy. There's a disbalance. Um, so when in a professional setting, that's one thing to, and we'll be addressing, I won't go into all of these. C mentioned being present, being in the moment is one of the best ways of knowing that you're in you call it flow state, but it literally is allowing energy to flow through, not thinking too far into the future and too far in the past. That's stuck energy because when you're in the past, you're stuck there. that's already gone. You can't control it. You can't change it. You got to move on. So when you live there, whether it's resentment or anything else, when you're in the future, when you're thinking of the future, C called it predictable future. If you're doing the same things over and over, you're going to get a version of a predictable future. But when you get into the present, when you get into a space of flow and relax, allow new thinking to happen. Einstein said you can't solve a problem, and I don't, this is not a direct quote, but the gist of it, you can't solve a problem from the same thinking that created it. And you can't, and that speaks to energy. You can't bring change with the same intention and the same feeling and trying the same things to work to make change to a problem. So, and disharmony is things in our environment, distractions, social media, being on our phone, poor coping mechanisms, whether it's addiction, whether it's distraction or not being able to focus in the present, stress. Stress is going to be one of the big ones I'm going to be talking about today because it's one of those foundational things that we all deal with. But stress is, unless you handle or find a way to be resilient to stress and not allow it to take control of your mind and body, nothing shifts. Virtually nothing shifts, at least not in a good way. So that's one of the foundational things I'm going to speak about, and that's blockage. When you experience stress, when two things rub together, you get stress, you get heat, you get tension, you know? So that shows up in your body. And that's the thing. If something's happening in your mind, your body will tell you. And so tiredness, headaches, migraines, digestive issues, fatigue, cold hands and feet, weird symptoms, poor sleep, anything that disaligns your physical self from feeling well means there's a blockage. So let's move on to that. So blockage. So I'm stuck. What do I do? What are the things you do? And oftentimes you don't stop. So stop. First and foremost, ask why. Because we develop, when speaking to stress, we tend to adapt norms. As C explained how your brain processes things, we elevate stress and that becomes normal. So we feel constantly tired, we can't sleep, and then we just say, well, that's just it, that's just me, that's normal. But when you stop and say and start asking, then you bring the conscious mind, the intention of why is this happening? Why is this wrong? And then from an organizational standpoint, I'll say the two things. So you ask then, why is it happening? And then you ask, is it me? What's inside me that's potentially creating it? What am I thinking? And two, is it external environment? Because we do live in a world where we interact with other people. And you know what? If you're working on a project or you're trying to deliver something to a client and you can't because they're not sharing with you or a coworker is not working up to par, that's energy you can't control, but you can control your energy, right? So then first, and regardless of whether it's a work environment thing or whether it's you ask, why am I stuck? Or why is this project stuck? Why can't I get anywhere with this client? Why can't I get anywhere with this coworker? So those are the first two questions to bring attention to. And then what you do next, oh, there's my Einstein quote, right? We cannot solve the same problem with the same thinking that we used to create it, right? So then if it is me, well, how do I shift my state? And that's in Qigong. One of the things we do is we relax our body, we relax our mind. So bring our attention, bring our focus into the present. And we do that through breathing intention. And then we can add movement to that as well, because sometimes your body needs to move to reverse. The mind-body connection works both ways. So sometimes we need to juggle the body to slow down the mind, move that energy. But so you change your state. You have to change your state. So Qigong teaches you how to change that state through breath work, through relaxation. Now, once you change your state and you get yourself to the present, once you get yourself to the present, the future is open for creation. You wipe the slate clean, and then you can bring new thinking, new possibilities, because that fear, that stress, that tension isn't holding you back. So if your body's tense when you're having trouble working through something, recognize the tension in your body and then find a technique to stop it or to reduce that tension. If it's external, guess what? Although you can't control your clients, although you can't control your coworkers and your work environment, what you can control is your state. So if you're bringing frustration to the table, if you're bringing impatience, guess what? You're going to get that back. You get snappy with somebody, they're not going to want to hurry up, or they're not going to be thinking about delivering or producing. They're going to be thinking about, they're snappy. You're going to get that energy back, right? Where every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So what do? You change your state, and then you open up the possibility of asking the question, what can I do to shift the energy around them in this situation? Maybe that comes in the form of proposing a new thought. Maybe that comes in, you see they're struggling something. Maybe that comes in the shape of offering support or offering tools or other solutions, other options, laying other options, or even guiding other employees, right? Helping other people out, right? So by changing yourself, you leave space for the environment around you to change. So now you become the solution creator, not somebody, not the enforcer per se, not the timekeeper, not the boss that keeps saying, where's this, where's this, where's that? I'm hoping this makes sense. So again, how do we shift our states? Back to relaxation. Tune the body. And guess what? How do you know you're in a relaxed state? How do you know you're in a flow state? You are, you feel it. That mind-body connection, that's there. You feel it in your body. If you're walking around loose, if you're like enjoying your day, and your body's not tight, tense, if it's not stressed, if you're not pounding back coffees to try to get yourself through the day, your body feels fine, then you're able, and then you know that's the state shift. So what you're looking for in your day-to-day when you're going about your work, any blocks, you're listening, your body will tell you sometimes before your mind does. So listen to your body. And that's another thing that Qigong teaches you very well. Yoga does a good job as well. Meditation, of course. What's really nice about Qigong, it balances meditation and movement. So for those of people who can't get to meditation or sit down and quiet their thoughts right away, Qigong offers movement, light movement, to allow your intention to bring back, we call it taming the monkey mind. You allow your brain to focus on something to do, and you allow it to focus on the body and a movement. And that allows you to release. So if I recognize I'm tense in my shoulders, I can bring breath there and let go. If I notice I'm emotional, I feel that in the body, maybe it hurts in the heart, maybe it's in the stomach, maybe it's a gut feeling. We relax, we let go. And from a biological standpoint, from a physical standpoint, when it comes to healing, allows healing as well. Physical healing, guess what? Physical healing, emotional healing follows. So sometimes we don't even know what the emotional thing is, but it's stuck in our body, and our body will tell you. Qigong offers that attack offers a solution where you're able to sometimes let go of things without knowing what you let go, but you feel better. And that leaves space for restoration and recovery. So when it comes to, I do work clinically with people utilizing Qigong and movement for physical healing, whether it's surgery, post-surgery, pre-surgery, even for movement. And as C was talking about her dad, I'm working with my dad. My dad has been a truck driver for years. His posture's off. When he lies down, his head doesn't touch the ground or the pillow. He has to pry up the pillow so his head can touch the ground. So we're getting him to a point where his head's now touching the ground, or when he lies down. And that, imagine that, trying to bring your head down, but you can't. It's not comfortable, right? That happens with age, but that happens with stagnation as well, stagnation in the body, right? So on that note, I'm going to finish off there. C mentioned a little bit about what I do, who I am. So I do corporate wellness as well. There's information there that I'm going to share in the chat where you can connect with me. And we're talking about the techniques, and we might get a practitioner that presents them. I didn't. But I am starting a series, a 4-week series of the foundations of Qigong. And we go into less of the science, but more of the theory behind where it originated and how people got to how Qigong ended up working. So a little bit of history. And I like the history and the foundations of Qigong. I'm more of a theory guy and the concepts guy. But it's nice to see that it's now science is catching up to Qigong, I like to say. So I'm offering that program for the group. I'm doing a discount for 50% off. So it's $50 4 weeks, and you learn the techniques I talked about. Every Sunday, though, you can jump on. Oh, sorry, it says 7:30. It's 9 o'clock a.m. Sundays at 9 a.m. I do on Zoom. It's by donation. Feel free to jump in. There's no obligation to pay or anything. One of the things I'm very passionate about is raising the standards of wellness through education and practice, and that's my way of doing that. So feel free to reach out about one or both of these. Feel free to jump in on Sundays. That's open to you, just to dabble in Qigong, or even just let go of last week, restore, rejuvenate for next week with bringing new intentions. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you, C, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Andres. We will send out the recording again to everyone who registered for this, and also send out Andres' information in the email. Now, I got message from people saying that, so how is your dad right now? So I want to share one more thing. Now, in Qigong, just like Andres was saying, we found a formula in Qigong, how we can help you connect your mind and your heart to create the coherence, and then send out your intentions to the energy. It can be so powerful. And a lot of people say that, are you sure? You know what? When I was in China for a wedding in March, and they actually use a machine to scan your energy. And then when I do that, they say, oh my God, your energy is so powerful. Like, I'm like, really? Wow, I didn't even know. So if you want to use a machine to scan how powerful your energy is, you could. After you practice Qigong, your energy is so coherent. We connect your heart and your mind to it. Now, when you do this, suddenly your brain and your heart start talking, because when people are in fight and flight or freeze, their heart are scared, their body is scared, the body says, no, let's go, the body say, no, I'm not doing it. You know what, a lot of people say, I want to do this, but the body say, I am overwhelmed, so you procrastinate. That's why we always see people procrastinate. They say, I don't have a lot of time. They have a lot of excuses. That is because your brain and your heart are not communicate. And a lot of people talk about inner child healing. You have a lot of stuck energy in your body. So you were scared. You were scared to show up. You were scared that people can hear you. because of the emotion stuckness. Now, when you release that, now you release a lot of energy to your brain. When the energy released to the brain, you have a lot of energy to create whatever you want. You no longer live in fear. That was the result. After the end of the treatment, the chiropractor said, look at your dad. Because his spine is flexible, I'm able to stretch it. You see, before and after, and I look at my dad. Dad, you see, it is working. So we need to change, just like Andre said. If you stay the same, nothing change. We need to change. So if you stay the same, we know that the same thinking, the same feeling, the same action. If you continue to do that for the next 10 days, your life is going to be the same next year. But I know my past. If I do the same thing, my future will be the same. So the only time is now, the unknown. When you change when you start making your heart communicate to your brain, your life changed. And I see magic in my dad, and I start seeing magic in my life. So it is your time. And of course, I'm not going to say it's easy. To cross the river of change is hard, and we need support. And this is what Qigong do. Qigong not only shift the energy, but also the energy behind emotions. Now, without any further delay, I am going to introduce our next speaker. I'll stop sharing. Okay. Our next speaker is Hannah. Hannah Essenberg is a board-certified health and wellness coach who helps change makers and community leaders prevent burnout and lead with resilience, blending EFT, tapping NLP, and positive psychology. She guides purpose-driven professionals to reconnect with clarity, calm, and meaningful impact without sacrificing their well-being. Without further delay, Hannah.
Oh, hi, C. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah Essenberg. I'm a coach who blends neuroscience and mind-body tools to support people who care deeply about their families, their work, their communities. My focus is helping change makers and professionals build resilience, recover from burnout, and reconnect with a sense of calm, clarity, and purpose, so you can show up fully for what matters most. Let me share my screen. Okay, let's see, share. Okay, can you guys see it? Can you see my screen? Oh, perfect, perfect. Hang on a second. Okay. So, have you ever done everything right, been loyal, hardworking, dependable, and still felt that it was never enough? Have you ever stayed silent about your truth because speaking up might hurt someone you love? If you're an Asian American professional, I bet the answer is yes. Not because we lack ability, but because many of us were raised to carry things alone, to stay quiet, to work harder, and to earn our place through quiet excellence and invisible strength. But here's the truth. Chronic stress and perfectionism are not character traits, they're trauma responses. And you are allowed to stop. You're allowed to breathe. You're allowed to rewrite the story you were handed. This is what this talk is all about. Stories, nervous system, and a simple tool called tapping. What or EFT is a simple way to calm your nervous system. You gently tap on acupuncture points like the side of your eye or your collarbone while stating your feelings out loud. It takes less than a minute and can be done quietly, even during a meeting. Just tap the soft edge of below your pinky. It's the karate chop point. You can do this under the table. It's subtle, simple, and helps you stay grounded and in control. Why does tapping work? Like C mentioned earlier, and Andre mentioned as well, just like Qigong, your body listens to your thoughts. When you're caught in overachieving or shame or imposter syndrome, your nervous system acts like you're in danger. But when you gently tap and say something like, I feel overwhelmed and I'm safe anyway, your brain stops flooding you with stress hormones like cortisol, and it begins to calm down. Suddenly, new choices, ones that are rooted in self-trust and not fear, become possible. Like C mentioned, the whole idea behind this is that you don't want to just say this, but you'd also like to have some backing. So this is what, according to some research, EFT can help with. It's according to several studies, you can look them up in PubMed. Tapping can can help drop cortisol levels by 43%. It also eases anxiety and depression and even PTSD. That's backed by several hundred studies. It also supports physical health. It's linked to better immunity, heart function, and even weight management. In short, tapping is science-backed, simple, and surprisingly powerful. But healing doesn't only come from science. It also lives in stories. Long before we had words such as trauma or tools like tapping, we had stories, emotional blueprints on how to survive. I chose the 3 stories below because for many Asian Americans, they still shape how we view sacrifice, silence, and self-worth. The story of Mulan from China, she didn't set out to be a heroine. She just wanted to protect her father. Kind of reminded me of Yusi, but she just wanted to protect her father. But in stepping into that role, she had the courage to become fully herself. For those of us balancing expectations and our own needs, Mulan's story reminds us that honoring our truth can also honor where we came from. The next story is from Thailand. Now, Sang Thong was born radiant. His skin was literally gold, but the world couldn't accept his shine. So he covered himself in a dark shell, hiding in plain sight, until one day his true self came through anyway. If you've ever felt the need to downplay your voice, your culture, or your brilliance just to be accepted, in rooms that never saw you clearly anyway, his story is yours as well. We weren't made to blend in. We were made to reclaim what's been hidden and lead from it. And the final story is Ramayana from India. Rama gives up his crown and Sita walks through fire. Both were honored not for their joy, but for how much they endured. It reflects the belief that many of us carry, that to be valued, we must suffer. But if worthiness isn't something, what if worthiness isn't something we have to earn through pain? What if coming home to yourself could feel like peace and not a grueling test? Woven together, these 3 stories bring home a single message. Your worth is not earned through sacrifice. It's revealed through self-trust. Let's bring home that truth through tapping. 3 rounds, 1 shared message. Okay, in the first round, we'll be voicing the old story. Take a deep breath, and you can just follow after me. Voicing the old story. So the eyebrow point. I feel like I have to earn everything. Side of the eye. By being good, by being quiet. Under the eye. By doing what they expect of me. Under the nose. Even when it hurts me. The chin. I've hidden parts of myself for so long, the collarbone, and still I don't feel like it's enough. Under the arm, I'm so tired of carrying everyone's hopes. And the top of your head, I want to feel free without feeling guilty. Okay, take another deep breath and let's go to the second round. Again, we'll do the same tapping points. Again, the eyebrow point. What if I don't have to prove anything? Side of the eye. What if I'm already enough, even unpolished? Under the eye, I can shine in my own way. Under the nose, I can be different and still be loved. The chin, I'm not here to shrink. The collarbone, I'm not here to suffer to be worthy. Under your arm, I honor my truth and my family. And the top of your head, I anchor who I really am. And we'll do one more deep breath. And we'll do the last round. This is your last round, and we'll try to anchor in a new truth. So let's see. Okay. Eyebrow point. I choose to trust myself now. Side of the eye. I choose to belong to myself first. Under the eye. Even if they don't fully understand me. Under the nose. I am allowed to rest. Chin. I'm allowed to lead. Collarbone. I'm allowed to change the story. Under your arm, I'm enough right now. And top of your head, I'm enough always. Okay. So when I coach Asian American professionals, this theme always comes up. I'm not sure where my ambition ends and my fear of disappointing others begins. We carry so many stories. If I don't sacrifice, I'm selfish. If I shine too much, I'll be resented. And if I rest, I'll fall behind. But those aren't your stories. They were planted. They can be rewritten. Tapping combined with neuro-linguistic programming or NLP lets us rewrite the narrative from the inside out. A Psychology Today article talks about the story you tell yourself shapes what you believe is possible. So what if your new story can be, I can lead without proving. I can love without disappearing. I can rest without guilt. And I can trust that who I am is enough. I used to think that I had to be useful to be loved, that my value depended on how perfect I was, how much I gave, and how little I asked for in return. I believed the only way to honor my family's sacrifice was to keep sacrificing myself, my rest, my needs, and my truth. But tapping helped me see that the cost of that belief. It showed me that honoring my family doesn't have to mean disappearing. It means becoming whole and showing up as my perfectly imperfect self. And that's more than enough. If you remember nothing else, remember this. You don't have to disappear to be respected. You don't have to suffer to be worthy. And you don't have to choose between legacy and joy. Try this the next time you feel pressure rising before a meeting or a performance review or a conversation that makes your chest tighten. Tap the soft edge below your pinky, the karate chop point. Tap gently and say to yourself, Even though I feel nervous, I honor how much I care. Even though I want to get this right, I'm already enough. And just breathe. Let your body remember what your heart already knows. You are more than enough. If you want more guided support, there's an app you can use called the Tapping Solution. It walks you step by step through calming science-backed sessions, no guesswork and no pressure. You can find it on Google Play or the App Store. Tapping isn't magic, but it is powerful. It's a way back to yourself, a way that lets you lead with your whole story and not just the polished parts. A way to soften without shrinking and rise without burning out. Thank you for letting me share this with you. If this resonated, I'd love to stay connected, and you can find more stories at my website. I also offer free discovery sessions if you'd like to join me. And right now, since I'm also finishing up a class, I'm also offering up 5 free coaching sessions in case you're interested, because you're also helping me finish up my class. You can also download, I'll put this in the chat, you can also download the slides, and I have some journaling prompts in there, and I'll send that in the chat for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Yes, please type in the chat, how can people connect with you? So another thing that Hannah has kindly, someone is, okay, would you mind to stop sharing? Thank you. And Hannah has been she has been kindly and offer every Wednesday evening a Qigong and tapping meditations to reset your nervous system. If you're interested, please join for free. Email me and let us know that if you're interested. And then it's a half an hour every Wednesday. I think we were saying 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Time, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be a perfect exercise to do right before you go to bed, because we reset your nervous system and rewire your brain. So you can go to bed with some positive thinking and reprogram your subconscious mind. And as you know, after what Andres is talking about and Hannah is talking about, it's not just making a positive affirmation. It's not just about that. It is really release the stuck energy so that we can have more energy released to the brain and we can go and create. So we know that when Hannah was saying that sometimes we have a lot of this subconscious programming. We know that according to science, when baby between the age of 0 to 5, their brain are so easily influenced by people around them because their brain waves are in the theta. When they're in the theta, whatever you tell them, they believe them. Remember when you were kids, your mom will tell you something, and even though they lie to you, but you believe them. Because our brainwave were in the theta, and that is really, really easy to program. Now, as we get older, our brainwave is hard to get into theta. And the only 2 times that you can get into theta for normal people is the first time when you first wake up, but you're not fully wake up. And the time that when you're almost falling asleep, but you're not falling asleep. At that time, the brainwave is really slow and it's called the theta. And at that time, that is when you reprogram your subconscious mind. And again, what other time can I reprogram my subconscious mind? According to science, they say you can use tapping, Qigong, meditation to really slow down your brainwave. So at that moment, be very conscious. You reprogram your subconscious mind. That is the easiest one. And I'll give you some diagram to show that. As a baby, as a kid, when you grow up, if something good happened to you, yes, it's good. If something bad happened to you, it's bad. And it's stuck in the body. It's stuck in our subconscious mind. Now, as we get older, our brain become more developed. And we have a layer that separated our conscious and subconscious brain. And that is called analytical mind. It is established between the 6 to 9 years old. And as we get older, the analytical mind get thicker and thicker and thicker. So many times, whatever you learn doesn't really go straight into our subconscious mind. And you wonder why for many years. And this is why. So we know that you can learn as much as you want, but then it's only stuck in your conscious mind, and that only controls 5% of your life. And you wonder why I got my master's degree, I got my PhD, I got so many certificates, but my life are still the same. And you wonder what is wrong with yourself. And there's nothing wrong with yourself. We just need to reprogram our subconscious mind, or I call it paradigm. Reprogram your paradigm. So our conscious mind, our subconscious mind are divided. So that's why you say, I want to learn this thing, but your subconscious might say, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, I can't handle it. I want to make more money. But your subconscious mind might think that I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy. So to go beyond the analytical mind, we have to use some modalities to go down, to get into the data, which we learn that nowadays with science help, meditation, Qigong, tapping. Some people use yoga, some people use Tai Chi, whatever you call them. But at the end, the core is the same. We use this to go into data. I like Qigong is because I don't have to concentrate on my movement. I just have to concentrate on my Qi, my energy, my breath. And we all know that to change, we need to change our habit. When you change your habit, you reprogram your subconscious mind. You think over and over and over again with what you want and with emotion attached to it. You reprogram your subconscious mind. And so would you agree? We need to change. If we want a different result, we need to change. So without further delay, I am going to introduce our next speaker. He is Jason, our favorite Jason, my powerful Jason. Every time I got sick, he will message me. It's like, hey, Fee, do you want some positive energy? And I always say yes to him. So Jason spent many of his childhood days captivated by the world of martial art, absorbing their many forms through Inside Kung Fu magazine he bought with his pocket money. What began as youthful intrigue has since evolved into passionate purpose. Today, Jason is a Qigong level 4 remote far Qi energy healer, devoted to unlocking the healing power that resides within us all. As a teacher, Jason focused on helping students recognize and harness the healing power their own body possess. If only they slow down. If only we slow down and listen and reconnect. He knows that all too well, how the noise of modern life can leave us feeling drained and disconnect. His personal practice mirrors his teaching to live in alignment, release what is held, and allow healing to begin. And guess what? Jason said that he wants to learn a Chinese word because he wants to reconnect with the Asian American, Asian Canadian. And I remember I told Jason, you are more Chinese than many of us. Who go to China Wudong-san at 23? I just thinking about shopping in Singapore and Japan. And you learn so many Chinese culture. And to be honest, when I take my Qigong class, there's more white people than Asian. So Asian, we need to wake up and reconnect to the roots of us. So without further delay, Jason.
I thought you guys were going to unmute me. See, I have no idea where the heck you were when I was in high school. You could have been my teacher. It would have been useful. Really. It would have been nice. But as far as Qigong is, it's been basically my whole life. I've done it for such a long time, various teachers all over the world. And the one thing I see all the time, especially in family members, is that no matter how fast we go, we do not get more things done. But when we're more relaxed and we're more at peace with ourselves, we're more efficient and we know what our priorities are and we get things done better. And there's two ways to practice Qigong, and one of them is by moving the Qi around us, right? We balance the Qi that we have around us. It's kind of like working from the outside in, um, working from the outside in, and I lost my train of thought. But the other way is actually through meditating and collecting chi in the dantian. And what happens when we fill the dantian, and I don't know if anyone is here familiar with that because I don't hear it a lot in Western culture, even from Qigong teachers, about building chi in the dantian, which is about an inch below the belly. Has anybody heard of the dantian? Can you guys reply? Am I wasting my breath here?
Yes, I hear it
Yeah,
from Jason.
yeah, just for the people that I can't see their screen, so I don't want to. Yeah, cool. So what happens when we fill the Danchin is it's kind of like in one form, it's like a cup. So when we fill that cup and it overflows, that energy it stores and it ends up being like it's like having more factory workers to do one thing, right? And it gets the job done easier, the more chi we have stored. And what happens is when it starts to overflow is it actually goes out and around through the body. There's a lot more and in levels and deeper to it. I don't have enough experience to talk about that. But the fundamental is that it can cover the body and go through the fascia of the skin, go through the muscles, goes through the meridians, and it protects the body. Also increases our immune system, increases our health. It also increases our physical strength proportionately, like a lot. So it's pretty damn cool. So I only see a few yeses in there. Yeah, no idea cupcake. That's okay. Good name, by the way. Um, So if you guys want, what we could do, I'm just for Cupcake that doesn't know and anybody else that hasn't responded. So here, let's do I'll be going into what the Dantian is in a 4 weeks program. Well, sweet buddy. Is that with Master Teresa? Yeah. All right. So the Dantian, oh, it's out of focus. I don't know how to change that. All right, we're out of luck, but it's gonna work here. Can I get close? No. Well, my belly button's right here, so it's about an inch below the belly button, and then it's about an inch inward in the middle, okay? And it'll sit there. And if you guys focus on that spot, and I recommend trying that for about 2 weeks just to kind of get an experience of it if you want. And we could sit and do it now, but you may or may not feel something, so it's not necessarily worth the time. We're running short. But if you focus there when you're quiet, when your attitude is nice and it's gentle, the chi flows easier because your attitude is super important. So the more graceful you can be, on the one scale, there's like on one end of the scale, there's like anger and frustration and fury and chaos. On the other end is that spiritual divine grace. And then right after that, it's just like pure emptiness and stillness. If you could be in that zone, anywhere in that zone, chi is going to flow like nothing. So flow like nothing. Flow, I don't know, better than nothing. It just goes there. So this is a comic session just for you guys. And when you do that, the chi will build. And over time, it just stays there and it'll be there whenever you need. And the best ways that I know how to for you guys to build those, and I'm trying to make this short. And I'm going to give you guys this information in this book. Oh, all right. I'm going to post it. Is Iron Shirt Qigong by Montauk Chia. It's literally a like an entire library of positions like horse stance, reverse breathing, and building chi in the dantian. And it talks about pulling in the gut, pulling the chi up, talks about rooting yourself. All these things are fundamentally important if you want to strengthen your body, strengthen your spine, strengthen your organs, absolutely everything. So usually I'm lactose intolerant. but I can eat a block of cheese like there's nothing. So that's pretty damn good. Let me see if I can get my, here we go. I'm going to send the Amazon link to everybody here for the book, and you guys can have a look at that. And it is absolutely fantastic. I would highly recommend this book. You cannot go wrong grabbing this book and picking it up. And the other book, C was talking about creating the laws of attraction, right? And creating things that we want to create and raising our energy, which Qi helps us to do because it gets into the heart. And the heart, when it opens, it allows us to get into that changing the world state that we want to be in, that baby state. And if we can crystallize the heart, we'll just be there. Things change. We see truths that weren't there before. We see doors that weren't there before. And the other book I want to share with you is actually a real life story of a doctor in California, and it's called Into the Magic Shop. I read this book in 2 days. It's a super easy read, and it's got 4 steps, and it's got all the things that everybody here has been talking about already, but it's very organized, not that you guys aren't organized, don't get me wrong. I'm not doing a comparison. But it's very organized, very easy to read. So give me a second here and I will post that as well because it is damn lovely. Copy, paste. There we go. Highly recommend. Do not get the hard copy of Into the Magic Shop. It's like $60. Get the soft copy. It's only like $20. So yeah. And that's all I got. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. See, I tried to keep it short.
I love
For
that.
everybody.
Jason is a very powerful Qigong healer because I experienced many times from his Qi, and I do really get better instantly after his Qigong energy healing. And that is from my personal experience from Jason. He is really powerful. And then I want to share with you the picture of what Jason is talking about. This is the dantian. Like, not like for me, I don't understand what is dantian until when I always hear Jason talk about dantian. I'm like, okay, I better figure out what is the dantian because we all know about the chakra, the 7 chakra of yoga. But then dantian, if we really combine whatever people say, yoga, qigong, tai chi, EFT, everything, if we really go to the core, they all say the same thing. And it's just whatever resonates with you. For me, Qigong helped me connect with myself faster, efficiently, and effectively. And I understand it. Especially as me on a transformation journey. I can know a lot. Everything is energy. But until I practice Qigong, I understand that, oh my God, I can feel the Qi on my hand. I can feel myself vibrating on my body. And I can feel my heart opening up. Now, I know it. You don't really know it until your body got it. So that is so powerful it is for us to really practice. If it is not easy, if it's easy, everyone will be doing it. So we are the minority. So now, since we know about this and it's good for you and your family, be the healer of your family. Practice this and you will be so grateful for this life that you have it. And when you do this, you impact your whole family, not just you, but your parents, your friends, your children, and the generations to come. Because they say, when you change your genetic, epigenetics say that, when you reset your nervous system, when you change your vibrations of your body, we have 30 trillion cells in our body. When you change the way our cell vibrate, isn't that called epigenetic? You change your genetic and for generations to come. And your energy is so powerful because you say, well, if I practice this, it's only impact me. No, I'm going to show you another picture that it impacts everyone around you. Meditation is really about getting familiar with yourself. That is the Tibetan way of saying meditation. And Qigong is the same. Yoga is the same. Because when you do this exercise, you quiet your mind, you quiet your mouth, and you connect body, mind, spirit connection. And that is the connections that you want. And you connect at that time. That's what Jason said. You connect right away. You connect with the universe energy. Many times when we sit down and try to connect, and then we start thinking, oh my God, I need to let my dog out. I need to drive my kids to here. I need to do this. I need to do that. And I might just go crazy. And then we say, forget it. I don't want to meditate no more. And we will find excuses not to meditate. But we need to change. Remember? You coming to this session with an intention. You want a better life. You need to change. We need to tell our body, I am sitting you down. I'll give you food after 10 minutes. I'll let you watch TV after 20 minutes. Now, I am the boss. You sit down. You talk to your body like you talk to your puppy. You sit down. And then when you do that, that is where the connection is. You connect to the universe energy. You connect to the energy from the ground. You connect everything within you. And that is when you have the energy to create everything you want. But a lot of people, they always say, my life is busy. My life is busy. I have no time for that. Well, if you keep doing what you are doing every day, your life is not going to change. I already know what your life will be in 20, 30, 40 years if you keep doing the same thing. And again, we talk about the power, right? Quiet our mind to go into the data so that you can reprogram your subconscious mind. So we disconnect from everything, the 5 senses that you know. I don't need to look at my bank account. I know there's no money. So at this moment, to change my future, I only have this moment. I need to quiet down, reconnect. Once you hit the connection, you send your intention. And that is how you manifest. A lot of people, I spoke to thousands of people who spent 20, 30 years in this transformation journey, telling me about manifestation, and they still suffer. For years, I don't understand why, until I learned this, because they don't connect. So we have to disconnect so that we can get the energy from the universe and reprogram. Unfortunately, a lot of people have inner child trauma. So the emotions in our body can take a toll on our body. When you do Qigong, when you do tapping, when you do whatever that works for you, you release the energy so that you can connect, you can create, you can reprogram. So if you don't get anything from me today, I would say take the time to reconnect. Are you loving yourself enough to sit with yourself for even 5 minutes a day? 5 minutes a day. And that is called self-love. Self-love doesn't mean that you go and buy a Louis Vuitton Chanel handbag and show off. No, that is a marketing way. Self-love is sitting with yourself for 5 minutes. I have women, CEO, came to me and say, see, I have problem with my husband. And he is blah, 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 blah. And then I told her that, do you like sitting down with yourself for 5 minutes every day? She said, why? I'm busy. I don't do that. And then I told her that if you don't even like sitting with yourself for 5 minutes, why would you expect other men want to do that for you? So that's why self-love is sitting down, meditate, Qigong, Tai Chi, EFT, whatever you call it, to reconnect. When you do the heart and the mind connection, you radiate. And that is the energy that you send. And it can go 10 feet wide. So next, without any further delay, I am going to present our last but not the least speaker, Maylin Kwan. Maylin is a Qigong practitioner, community leader, and a photographer who helps others feel calm. Sorry, I need to remove you, Jason. Who help others feel calm, connected, and strong through breath work and intention. She runs Kids Canada, a non-profit supporting children in Canada and Uganda with a focus on healing, cultural empowerment, and community growth. Her focus is on creating a safe, welcoming space for people who spend so much of their life giving to others, a place where you can finally give back to yourself. Maylin.
Thank you, C. You are an amazing speaker. and so much energy. So thanks everyone for coming out tonight. Today what I'll be doing is talking about the support of the community. We're very lucky. See It has a container that we all come in to join, and we support each other. The work that I do, I really rely on the community that I've built around me to support me as well. So what I'll be doing today is leading you through a little bit of breath work and meditation. I'm going to just get onto I'm going to share screen with you here. Sorry, I'm going to get my son's being my tech here for me. Thanks, Hannah and Jason and Andre for everything that you've been doing and talking about. So everyone is already it's just loading right now. Okay. C has already mentioned, everyone has already talked about Qigong. It's a tradition of healing that uses breath work, meditation, and gentle Tai Chi movements. What we do is, okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm just freezing a little bit too, Jay. Okay. Basically what I tried to do is when I work with people is get them to Qigong, and tapping is wonderful too. Hannah, we've been using a lot of tapping with my own children as well. But with Qigong, we tend to think it's a very personal time where we focus on ourselves, and in general, it really is truly a time for us to focus on our breathing, on our and then the mind connection again that everyone has talked about is very, very strong. And I think it's something that we've lost touch with. So Qigong has been able to, practicing Qigong for me has been wonderful because I do have that monkey mind. I'm always constantly thinking, what do I need to do? And like C said, we have to control that. And Qigong has done that. So in terms of breathing and settling ourselves and really listening to our bodies. And a lot of times with work and life in general, things keeps you away from listening to our bodies. So if you what I wanted to do as well is just talk about, oops, does that move down? Okay, oops. Okay, sorry. The way to support work. So every one of you here, usually I'm sure everyone here and present at this presentation, I'm sure supports everyone around them, like your parents, like see your father, everyone, and Andre, your father, and myself. I did that with my mother. A lot of times we forget to focus on ourselves and that we need to take care of ourselves as well in order to support others. And our energy is so it connects with others, and others' energy connects with us as well. So we always have to make sure that we're centered and balanced. So, the way to support work, it creates isolation, compassion, fatigue, physical stress, mental stress, anxiety, burnout. And a lot of times when we're burnt out, we don't realize we are. And so that's why it's important to reach out to get the support of other people that can either talk to you or just send you energy, like what Jay and Andre and C do for me as well. I reach out to them when I need support. The community that you choose is just as powerful as the practice itself. In terms of just supporting you. A safe, supportive space in this community, showing up is enough. There's no need to be perfect. You can, a lot of times you don't have to say anything. Like C said, her father just receives the energy, and you can just reach out to friends or any of us, any of the practitioners here, and just sit calmly and receive the energy, and we can help you balance and center. What I'm going to do right now is have you just sit comfortably on your, sorry, I'm just going to break this out too. So sit comfortably in your chair, and I'm just going to lead you through just a very simple balancing movement. And if you can just quietly just put your hands on your legs in your lap, open, relax and take a deep breath. Relax your whole body and close your eyes if you're comfortable. Okay, Head relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Neck, relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Shoulders, relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Arms, hands, fingers, relax. Chest, relax. Abdomen and back, relax. Hips, relax. Legs, feet, and toes, relax. Whole body, relax. Head, relax. I am not alone. Neck and shoulders, I am supported. Relax. Hands, fingers, arms, I ask for help. Relax. Chest, abdomen, back, I deserve rest. Relax. Hips, legs, feet, toes, I am loved. Relax. Whole body, breathe in. I am safe. Breathe out. Relax. Whole body, breathe in. I'm guided. Breathe out. Relax. Whole body, relax. When you're comfortable, you can just open your eyes and it's going to stop. I can stop my share. Okay, that was just a sample of just a very quick relaxation meditation that you can use, and I combine the affirmations with the relaxation techniques in order to do that, connect the mind and the body. And our body does listen when we tell it to relax, and it listens when we give it the positive affirmations. So if anyone has any questions, please reach out. And thank you, C, for this opportunity. And thanks everyone, Hannah, Andre, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you, Malin. Would Andres, Jason, Hannah, Malin put your contact information on the chat so our audience, if they want to reach out to you, they can email you. And thank you. And I know that a lot of people who do this relaxation, many times you might fall asleep. Because my dad always say, oh, I don't feel any energy. I just fall asleep when you were doing this energy healing. And for many times, like, oh my God, must be something that I did wrong. But then my master say, no, let him sleep. So that when he sleep, he go into the theta. And that is when healing begins. And that's when we can really reprogram him. Because he doesn't believe in Qigong. When I first time that, Dad, I can send you energy from Canada to Brunei in Asia. He's like, what? He thinks it's a woo-woo thing. But then, so it's good that he fall asleep. And so I can concentrate on sending the energy to him to help him heal. And the chiropractor did say that, I don't know what you were doing, but continue to do what you're doing because it was amazing. At 78, your spine is still flexible. Now, what Malin was actually doing for us is actually help us relax, reset our nervous system. And as we know that everyone nowadays are having a stressful life. Everyone is in stress. And when you are in stress, guess what? You activate your nervous system. And so when you activate your nervous system, guess what? You're constantly looking for any danger and you focus on your body. You focus on the time. That's why people say, I have no time, I have no time, I have no time. And you focus on other people, other objects, because you're afraid that they will betray you, they will kill you, they will eat you. And that is how our nervous system activated. And imagine if the person that you perceive is a danger to you is your boss, is your email, is your coworker. And the worst is you cannot run away from them and you have to stay with them. Now, how would you feel? Your heart is beating really fast and you want to run away and you cannot. You suppress it, you suppress it. And that is when we start seeing that people having chronic illness. I want to share with you 2 weeks ago, I have one man come to my office. I'm a nurse. He come to my office. He said that, see, I think I have a heart attack. I feel like my heart beat really fast. I feel a little bit numb on my finger. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that is a sign of heart attack. I do his blood pressure, but his blood pressure was 124 over 70. I'm like, my God, your blood pressure, everything is normal. You're not having a heart attack. But why are you having the symptom of heart attack? Now, if you ask me 10 years ago as a registered nurse, I'll say, you go to hospital. I'm calling the ambulance. Go. But nowadays, with what I know, I sit him down. I say, tell me, when does this happen to you? He said, just happened recently. And then I ask him, how is your life? What happened in the last 6 months in your life? What happened to you? And he's a police officer. Nothing happened. I'm good. Nothing. Busy with kids, It's just a typical stress thing. And I look at him. I'm like, and then he said, oh, my dad, he has chronic illness. The doctor recently said that he's going to die. But he said, it's okay. I already expect it. It's okay. And I look at him and I know, that's your dad. Your dad is going to die in the next 6 months. And then he said, no, I'm okay. And then I told him that, you know what? If this symptom persists, go to emerge. So the next day he came back to me. He said that last night I went to the emerge because I have the symptom again. The doctor do all the testing for me. I have no heart attack, nothing. And then I look at him. He looked at me. He said, I think you're right. I'm going to take a few weeks so that I can spend time with my dad and close the chapter with the dad. So a lot of the time, our chronic illness when our nervous system overactivated, or there's something happen in our life, we have to go and face it and close the chapter, release the emotion. And so that is so important. Find your own modality to help you reset your nervous system. And that's why you wonder why people have a lot of heart problem, any chronic illness, because our heart and our mind are not aligned. And when your nervous system is activated, you run, you fight, and you hide. Please don't look at me, you hide. And that's what we have been doing. We all have been doing it. And at workplace, like I say, it's even worse. And you will fight on the phone with your spouse, with your family, or in a car with kids. Oh my God, you can't even run away when they just give you a headache. So your heart is beating irregularly. If your doctor ever say, I don't know what's wrong, your heart is so irregularly. You know what? Now you know why. So ask yourself, what happened in my life in the last few years? In the last few years, what happened to my life? If you're experiencing any symptom right now, your body is talking to you. Listen to your body. Do not just take drugs to suppress it. We need to listen, let the emotion come out, release the energy. And again, when you're in stress, you only focus on 3 things. The body, you want to save your body. The environment, you always focus on other people. And then the time, it's not enough time. And you wonder why you are stressed, why you feel so tired all the time. And that is when we call disease. And that's where it comes from. So our job is to reconnect ourselves with your heart and your mind, reconnection. And most important thing, reconnect to the universe. We are the child of the universe. We are the child of the planet Earth. We eat from the earth. And eventually we will die. And when you die, it's nothing to fear. We just go back to the earth and we recycle back into the soil. so the tree can grow apple and feed the next generation. This is light. Everything is recycled, replenished. And so today, let's learn this, regulate your brainwave, reset your nervous system, recreate your new chapter. Recreate your new chapter. This is your time. And so I know we go a little bit over time. So I will stop right here, and please feel free to connect with all our speakers if you want to get further information, or if you have any question, you may raise your hand right now. And the recording will be sent out tomorrow to everyone who could not stay for the whole sessions or who can attend live. So you get a recording. Or you want to rehear it again. No question? I know. Every time I speak, every time I talk, people have no question. And for years, I wonder why. Do I suck? And then one of my best friends, she said, see, no. People come to your class, it's like you put them into a washing machine and you just turn them, twist them, and their brain is like just upside down. And they need time to really settle and think. So ever since, I'm like, okay, I got it. And I know that it will take you some time to settle down, to really rethink what all the speakers are talking about. The reason I want to explain that in science-based is because this is not superstitious no more. I want to remove the dogma. The science has already proven it. Now you are connecting the dot. Because many people learn inner child healing. They learn transformation. They learn yoga. They learn Qigong. We are in separation, but we're not in separation. We're all connected. Qigong just brings everything together for me. Now I just know it and I experience it. Now I just want to be the person that I want to be, the future see. So be the person. Enjoy your life. Like my mentor says, see, we know that we're going to die one day. So might as well enjoy your life. And we will meet again. Even not in the 3D form, but we will meet again. And I know that. Natalie. I see you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up for you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, C. Have a great night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.